Pour the roast, let's talk about the day. Laughing even if it goes astray.
Welcome to...
Well, I thought it was funny!
Good morning, folks. The time is 10:16 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 15th of January, 2026. Of course, that's the 16th. For my friends on the other side of the planet there, those folks in Australia, those folks in the city with the most group members worldwide, those folks in Melbourne. Folks, I hope everybody's doing fantastic today, not just the folks in Melbourne, everywhere. I want to say thank you for being members of Well, I Thought It Was Funny. Thank you for watching this video, and thanks for being funny, my friends. Absolutely hilarious people out there. My name is Lee. I'm the guy who started the community. Well, I Thought It Was Funny. I call it a community because we actually have two Facebook groups. We started off with one. We set up a second one in case something went wonky. Now we've got two. One of them sitting at about 907,000 members. The other one sitting at about 7,000 members. That's a good place to be. And you folks, my friends, are you, and you're incredibly funny. And how do I know that? This community of ours, Well, I Thought It Was Funny, was mildly funny. You got here, became incredibly funny. Therefore, I think the math works out. We know that you're incredibly funny. So cheers, my friends, for making Well, I Thought It Was Funny such a success and so damn funny. You know, with that many people here, I like to call us the funniest city on the internet. Population us. Funny people in a funny place, making people laugh. That's right. We've got more people in this community than many cities have population worldwide. So that's why we're the funniest city on the internet. And you did that. So hey, one more cheers is always a good excuse to drink some coffee, right? Cheers. Cheers to the funniest city on the internet. Population us. Ooh, that's really hot. And really good. Oh my gosh, folks. How are y'all doing? It is Sunday here on this side of the world. And of course, it is Monday on the other side of the world for those folks down under, those folks in the Gold Coast. And Melbourne and Victoria and Sydney and all over down under. But I hope everybody's doing great. What am I doing today? Let's see. I'm going to ask you. I've already asked you what's up, what's going on. Have you got any plans today? Anything crazy happening? Anything mundane happening? What have you got on the go? Why not leave a quick comment right now, letting us know how you're doing? I would love it. Please, just a little quick comment. How you're doing? If you want to share more, like what's up today, that would be fantastic. How about take a moment to share a photo of your beautiful, wonderful pet? Come on. I double dog dare you to share pet photos. You can do it, please. With that double dog dare, my mom shared a photo yesterday of my adopted brother, Rufus the Golden Doodle. He's such a good dog. He's like the best dog. What a sweetheart. Check out this photo. He's relaxing on the couch. He's such a sweetheart. He really is. Thanks for sharing that, Mom. I really appreciate it. And folks, once again, I triple dog dare you now. I'm raising the stakes. I triple dog dare you. That's right. I raise the stakes to share photos of your pets. Past, present, well, not future. That'd be creepy. Any of your pets, any of your photos of your pets, cats, dogs, hogs, frogs, pet rocks, pet fox, a pet spider, a pet snake, anything. I'd love to see your pets, folks. Please, triple dog daring you today. That's right, raised it up one more level. And that goes up exponentially, my friends. So yeah, I'd love it if you shared a photo of your pets. And please, just take a moment, click that reaction button if you can. Just the thumbs up or any of those reactions. It's up to you to choose how you're feeling about this video. But if you could do that, that's really going to help me out. It really does. And if you leave a comment, that helps too, folks. So please, how you doing? I love it how you're doing. Even a little GIF saying how you're doing. Anything. I just want to know you're watching. But please, click that. Click that, please. Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm asking you folks to send in photos of things that are important to you and stuff like that. Michelle Finnerty sent in a photo. She, included it as a comment on the last video. And she's got crocuses coming up in her yard already. Now, different environment, of course, but we're not going to have crocuses pop. Crocus, if you don't know, is a small flower. One of the first flowers to pop up after winter. We're not going to get crocuses here until probably May, and in some parts a little closer to the mountains in June. So way different environment, of course, but that's kind of cool. It's a beautiful photo. I'm going to bring it up right now. Look at that. A couple of crocuses coming up through, and she just got a bunch of snow too there. So this is incredible. Very jealous. Well, we've had a very mild winter so far. We've got some cold weather that's going to be hitting as of Tuesday, or actually Tuesday and Wednesday. Cold stuff. So, great photo. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad I didn't forget. I did have to go back and like, oh, I got another thing to show. So, thanks, Michelle. And folks, remember, I want to see your photos too. All right. I'm sounding frantic, but I am a little bit. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Let's start. Tell you what I did yesterday. Yesterday, I worked a Calgary Roughnecks game. That's box lacrosse, so indoor lacrosse. Fantastic sport. It's always a party. Yesterday was no different. It was rocking in the house. The Philadelphia Wings were in town, and we won. That's right. We were 7-1. Sorry, 1-7 on the season. That was 1 win and 7 losses. Now we're 2-7. We won last night. It was, oh my gosh, it was close. It was 10-9, and it was back and forth. I don't think there was any time when there was a lead of more than 2. And, one team would score, the other team would score. One team would score, the other team. It was never a runaway for either team. Really exciting, actually. Now, I had an interesting position last night where I was at work. It was this. No, just kidding. I was working on what's called the catwalk. Now, in the Saddle Dome, which is where I work, the Calgary Saddle Dome, which was home for the 1988 Olympics for a lot of the events that happened there. Great building. It's an interesting building called the Saddle Dome because it's shaped like a saddle. So I'm going to share a picture of that right now. But anyways, I was up right at the top of the building on what's called the catwalk. The press box, like not the press boxes, but the place where the press sit and look over the game and do their broadcasts on our catwalk, which is a catwalk that goes along the entire top of the Saddle Dome. This is way up. It's a little track. There is a video that somebody from the press took a couple of years ago, and they posted it. So I'm going to try to include that in the notes if you want to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I can't take pictures when I'm at work, so I can't show you actually what it's like. But right at the top, if you're afraid of heights, you do not work this position. And I'm not afraid of heights, but it's been several years since I've actually been in this position up there. And when I first got on the catwalk, I walked out a little bit. And while not afraid of heights, I did get a little vertigo, just for maybe just a few seconds, but then it cleared up right away. But yeah, it can be a little nerve-wracking, but it's safe. It just can be scary. So that's where I worked last night. I had an interesting view of the game from the highest spot in the building. And I said it was a great game. And tonight, it's another game. It is once again, it's the Roughnecks. They're doing back-to-back, which is unusual. And they're hosting the Georgia Storm tonight. So maybe we can, well, I don't want to jinx anything, but hopefully we can do 2 wins in a row since it's been a rough season. Roughnecks are a good team, but they're rebuilding this year after trading away some of their players. Some of their big players from the few previous years went to Vancouver last year. So really, the team took a big hit, but they're growing, they're getting better, and it's always a fun sport. And I've said this before. Most likely, it's only if you're in North America, and most likely if only in northern part of the States, and well, anywhere in Canada. If you've got a NLL team, that's the National Lacrosse League. If you got one of their teams in your city and you haven't watched them, go see a game. It is fun. And if you have watched them, but it's been a while, go see another game. It's just fun. It's cheaper than a lot of other sports, and it's great. It's a huge party. The crowd gets into it. At least here in Calgary, they get into it. So that's what I did last night. That's what I'm doing tonight. Tomorrow, I am working a Hitmen game, which is hockey. That's Western Hockey League. It is junior hockey, but I'm working that game. That game is early. So there is a good chance I'm not going to have a video tomorrow. So if I don't have a video, I apologize. I am so sorry, but that's why it's work. I have to do the job that pays first. If we could make this pay, I would give up that job. No, I wouldn't give up that job. It's so fun, actually. But I would make this my primary job. So that's what I'm doing, folks. I'll be working a Roughnecks game tonight with the Georgia Storm in town. And tomorrow it's the Hitmen. I cannot remember who we're playing tomorrow, but hopefully I'll remember. I'll just put it up on the screen now if I remember. So, all right. That's what's happening in my life. What is happening with you? So once again, I would love it if you shared anything, my friends. Let us know what's going on in your life. Share some photos. Just let us know how you're doing. But remember, please, I beg you, just click that reaction button. And if you leave any comment, it definitely helps too. Hopefully it's a positive comment. Hopefully we're making you laugh. But hey, if it's negative, maybe I'll take that and learn from my mistakes. So please, let's hear what's going on. So I've been asking you what your favorite funny movies are, and I still want to know. If you haven't replied, please let us know in the comments for today. Once again, in the comments, what's your favorite funny movie of all time? Or movies. Sometimes it's hard to choose one, right? As for me, my favorite funny movies are The Jerk and Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but I could throw a whole bunch of those in there. I have 1,000 top 10 favorite funny movies. And I know that doesn't make sense, but I think you probably understand what I'm talking about. At least some of you will. And I've been asking what people's favorite funny movies are, and people have been replying. Let's start off with my mom. My mom's favorite funny movies are The Big Lebowski, Blazing Saddles, and Monty Python's Life of Brian. Very cool movie. And you know who funded most of that? George Harrison of the Beatles. That's right. So thank you, Mom, for sharing that. And all three of those movies are just freaking hilarious. And then we heard from Michelle Finnerty. And Michelle Finnerty's favorite funny movies are Hollywood Nights. Now, I've never seen this movie, and I was thinking it was a different movie at first until I brought up the poster. So, yeah, I've never seen this. I was thinking Knight's Tale, actually, is what came to mind. So this makes more sense. I haven't seen it, but it looks like a great cast, so I have to check it out. Being a funny movie aficionado, and I haven't seen it, maybe I'll put that on my list. No, maybe, actually. I'm going to put it on my list. And she also said she really likes the movies of Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton, one of the greats of the silent era, actually. Possibly the greatest physical comedian ever. Incredible stuff if you watch the stuff. And a lot of it's in the public domain, so you can watch it for free. Check it out, my friends. So thank you very much, Michelle. And we also heard from Rose Glad, who says one of her favorite movies is Raising Arizona. Oh my gosh, this movie is a masterpiece, folks. There's so many funny scenes, but one of my favorite scenes, and I'm not going to play it here so we don't get any copyright strikes or anything, is John Goodman emerging out of the mud, like escaping from jail, emerging out of the mud, like he's being reborn. And I think that's what they're alluding to. And then he just reaches into the mud, and this is muddy mud, and pulls out his buddy by the foot. And it's so good. It's such a scene. Oh my gosh, it's it's incredible. All right, and then Wendy let us know that her favorite comedy, Wendy's my beautiful, wonderful wife, by the way, is MASH, the movie. Great movie. Now, I think one of her favorite movies, though, is The Breakfast Club. I could have fit this one in here, too, because I think that might be her favorite movie, and it's also a comedy. But she said MASH. What a great answer. What a great movie. If you watch the TV show, never watch the movie. That's weird. But it's so good, so well written. And then we heard from Lizzie Grin. That's right. And then we heard from Lizzie Grin, too. And she said that her favorite funny movies are The Princess Bride. Fantastic movie. The Marx Brothers movies, like, for example, A Night at the Opera. And then she also loves the Ma and Pa Kettle movies. Now, I forgot about Ma and Pa Kettle movies. It's been so long since I've seen one. I'm pretty sure I was like 5 or 6 when I saw one. They used to be playing like on Saturdays and Sunday afternoons and that. And I remember loving them, thinking they were hilarious. But I also remember my grandmother and my grandfather and my aunts and uncles loving them too. So that was one of those family things that everybody kind of loved. So forgot about them. I've got to watch a couple of them. It's been so long. So thank you, Mom. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Lizzie. And folks, I want to hear from you if you haven't responded. What is your favorite funny movie? Dave Knapp, what's your favorite funny movie? Sorry me to call you out, Dave. Just having fun. Dave Knapp, by the way, is a guy that shares so many jokes with us. He's such a funny guy. Folks, what's your favorite funny movie? Leave a comment in today's... There's going to be so many comments in today's video, right? Leave a comment in today's video letting us know what your favorite funny movie is, please. Okay, what do we got going next? You know, last night, this morning when I was talking to Wendy, she let me know that yesterday when she did some grocery shopping, she did some running around, and she treated herself, she treated us to some Cave Aged Swiss Gruyere. And I was thinking, Cave Aged? That describes me. I don't know. I know that's stupid, but it just made me laugh this morning. Sometimes I amuse myself, right? Cave Age just sounds like me, like a caveman getting old. Funny to me, probably not funny to you. I am so sorry, my friends, for such a stupid thing, but hey, I like it. You know that? Let's get to something that's actually funny. Let's get to our featured posts, friends. You know, I got featured posts from Lizzie Grin. I got featured posts from Michelle Finnerty. I've got featured posts from Nay Retzpamek, who is Ian Kempster, my brother. And I've got featured posts from Nick Danby. Now, I know I'm throwing S's at the end of those. It's only one from each of them, singular. But they're all funny, and we're going to start off with Lizzie Grin's post right here. Well, you win the contest for the grossest funny post, Lizzie. Oh, God. When I saw this, I was like, oh, puke laugh. Oh, gross as it is, it's freaking hilarious. Thank you so very much, Lizzie. Yeah, absolutely. Things could be worse, I guess, eh? All right, next one is from Michelle Finnerty. And how to identify a bird? It's 100% accurate. Well, no, they should have a penguin on there and an ostrich, too, because they look a lot different. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Next one is from my brother Ian Kempster, or if his mirror universe name, Nay Retzpamek. I hope you're fans of Seinfeld. Well, I don't hope you're fans of Seinfeld. You got to be a fan of whatever you like. You find whether it's funny. But this made me laugh. Would have been better maybe yesterday with Thanksgiving, but hey, who cares? I don't do videos on Saturdays, right? Thanks, Ian/Nay. And then our next one here, this one here, my friends, is from Nick Danby, and we've been blessed with very good cats. But yeah, I have seen speakers destroyed by cats. So funny. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Ian/Nay. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Lizzie. And folks, I gotta say, thank you to every single one of you. Absolutely, thank you. We would not be successful if you didn't make this place funny, and you folks have made this place funny. We have more than 1,400,000 people come here every day on average looking for a laugh, and they're finding it. That's a lot of people in one spot. Heck, if I was smart, I might be rich by monetizing it. I'm not that smart. But I also don't do it because I don't want to wreck the group. But folks, I just got to thank you very much. I mean, I can't believe how successful we've been, and that's all on you. I mean, I put the framework in place, you know, and you folks filled it in, though, with all the funny. So cheers. Cheers again. Oh, gosh, I love my coffee. And you know what goes good with coffee? Sure, a nice little biscotti. And after you finish your biscotti, how about some bad jokes? What do you call a fly with no wings? A walk. Why did the Clydesdale give the Shetland pony a glass of water? Because he was a little horse. How did the hipster burn his mouth? Eating a slice of pizza before it was cool. What's better than Ted Danson? Ted dancing and singing. Yesterday I tested myself to see if I had psychic powers. I thought I would start with something simple, and I thought I'll melt an ice cube with my mind. It worked, but boy did it ever take a long time. Open onion. That's an opinion that stinks. I sure do hope those made you laugh, and I've got some people to thank today. I have to thank Grave Pigeon and Rufus T. Firefly 4890, also Mr. Callahan, on YouTube for 3 of today's jokes. I gotta thank my beautiful, wonderful wife, Wendy, for one of today's jokes. And then the last joke I just found out there. And then that open onion thing, I wrote that yesterday. It's stupid, but I thought it was funny. So there you go. And folks, I want to tell your jokes too. Why not leave your jokes as a comment on today's video, or send them to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. Either way, if I use your joke, I'm going to give you credit, my friends. I want to tell your jokes, folks. Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com, where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts. We got coffee cups. We've got to-go cups. We've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. You know, it'd be really neat too, folks. You could record yourself telling a joke, video or audio, and send that to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. That's email, jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. And I would love it, if I was able to include you telling a joke. You actually telling jokes. I love telling your jokes. Be even better if you told your joke. Send those videos to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com or audio. You know, we'll make it work no matter what. So we do want to hear you telling your jokes too. So come on, I dare you. All right, folks. So we are at the back of the book. But I do want to say thank you again for making us the funniest city on the internet. You folks absolutely rock. You really do. You know, if you get a chance, please check out the store. If you really want to make a difference, you can also click our donation button that we have in our notes. That's like $2 Canadian, which is like $1.65 American or something like that. Less than the average cup of coffee. You know, no pressure, but it would definitely help us out. We would appreciate it. But folks, we are here for the funny and not the money. We're here for you, and we're here because of you. Thanks for making us the funniest city on the internet. Now, good chance I won't have a video tomorrow, and I do apologize if that doesn't happen, but I will be here again for sure on Wednesday. And folks, you folks are the funniest people in the world. Keep laughing.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny. Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.